welcome to the Science Faction Podcast, where science meets fact meets fiction.
This is Science Faction for the week of September 7th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Dominguez, and with me tonight, oh man, we're back up to the maximum number of podcasters available for this podcast.
That's me, Benjamin Daniel Wallace. Oh boy,
Devon Craft.
Yes.
I feel like we've had more, but we've had guests on with all three of us. Have we?
Yeah, we certainly have. So
that's too much. Like, this is the maximum.
Yeah, 3 people is the maximum for a podcast. If you have any more, you've got like the quiet one or something, someone who like never talks.
I mean, we've got that too.
I mean, yeah, we do have that one. As he giggles in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on, guys? It's September. We can't forget to wake up Green Day at the end of the month. Don't forget. Everyone.
This is like their own like personal Groundhog Day, but it's the Green Day, yeah.
When the big question would be, when do they fall asleep?
Greenhog Day?
September 1st.
That's a Grinch movie. Jeez. What'd you say, Devin? September 1st?
Yeah.
Yeah. When the Hogwarts. All right. Let's get serious now. Let's start this podcast. All right. So, Ben, you and I went out to dinner with our wives. I think we were on a double date. It was you and me, and then our 2 wives.
Yeah. You and me were on a date, and we invited our wives, and they were on a date.
Yeah.
And, at our favorite restaurant. See, I don't know if it's your favorite restaurant, Stephen, but I know it's mine. And,
I mean, it's really good. Which word goes first? I always forget. Do you remember?
I do too. I think it's Boar and Barley.
Okay,
though.
Boar and Barley. It's our local eatery. That's not how you spell barley.
It isn't, but
Maybe that is.
you keep on trying. You got this.
Forget it. No one reads the notes anyway.
We and nobody writes the notes either, right?
Collectively, the entire internet writes the notes.
Thanks, collective internet.
Through forced AI learning.
But it was delicious. Many laughs were had. And I loudly said, well, I'm here because this is my favorite restaurant, and we received extra free food from the chefs. So you're welcome, Stephen.
Yeah, that was delicious. I don't want to burst your bubble, but the table next to us also got those things.
Well, yeah, because they can't see that, like, oh, those guys are getting free food, and what about us? Because they were all kind of older and probably entitled white men.
They were booming all over the place. You could tell.
It was the boom. It was in the air. And
so we went around the farm. We had one of each animal. There was a fish, a chicken. Was yours pork or was it boar? Because sometimes they have boar there.
It was pork, yeah.
Okay.
It was a pork, yeah.
And
it was delicious.
I had a big old beef. Yeah, it was good. Had a couple of drinks. We walked back to your house. That's
the way to do it.
The post-dinner drunk walk home is exhausting, but it's exactly what you need.
And it's kind of a bummer that we don't do that more often. Like, that's just that's the best way to end a dinner.
For sure.
I'm sure Devon does it in Milwaukee, but like
oh man, speaking of Milwaukee, Renee commented on our Discord, says that was a trivia question a couple weeks ago. What city was Happy Days set in? Lol. So she goes to like trivia nights and stuff. What city was Happy Days set in? Milwaukee. Because Greg also commented on our Discord, How did you miss Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley in your Milwaukee stories? Come on, you whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Well, Laverne and Shirley is what I was trying to think of when I was talking about Wayne's World, and they did a
Yeah.
parody of another show, and it was Laverne and Shirley was the parody that they did.
Right. It was, and it's like the opening credits, right, to their show, is what
Yeah.
they satirized.
Mhm.
Cool. So thank you, Greg and Renee. Yes, we don't know much about Milwaukee around here. Apologies. Oh my gosh. Hey,
But we're learning.
did you guys know that Rick and Morty season 8 is now streaming on HBO?
I did not know that.
Now
Is it the
you
whole
do.
season?
Yeah, the whole season. It's just on there now. It took a long time for it to come to streaming last season. This season, it's like, what, a month after or something like that? Anyways, I started watching them. They're decent episodes. Very violent, though. A lot of crazy action violence in all of the episodes I've seen, which I thought was like, oh, okay, we're not going to talk about science. We're going to shoot things. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I'm looking up the episode list just because I saw all of them and I don't really remember them. I'm definitely not going to pay to watch them next season. I'll wait till they come out streaming on a service I already pay for. Because
Is it
normally I pay for them to, like, I buy the episodes on YouTube so I can watch them right when they come out.
Yeah.
Is it because of a lack of quality now, or what?
Yeah, I mean maybe it's not quality. Maybe I'm just kind of burnt out on it. But like I end up kind of watching them and like not even paying full attention because I'm just like not interested enough. Like I could sit down and watch and give it my full attention, which I do for some shows. But I don't know, for some reason, Rick and Morty, or I'll watch it like giving it my full attention and then get like I'm not really interested, and I'll like play on my phone or something and then not get the full experience. So
Yeah.
either I'm burnt out on Rick and Morty or it's lost some quality, but
It's, I
it's
wouldn't,
still a good show. It's still
yeah, I wouldn't say that the quality has gone down. I just think the world around us has changed so drastically from when that show started that it's like the silly stuff they poke fun at. It's not really as silly as it used to be, seeing as the kind of hellscape we're living in. So it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's a good show, but there's just so much on our minds nowadays. I could definitely, like, that's how I felt watching it as well. Like, I would start to drift off every now and then. And, maybe it's just one of those shows, and I don't, maybe it's one of those shows you don't binge it. You don't watch a whole bunch of episodes in a row. Maybe you just watch one every now and then, and that's way better than just sitting down and watching hours of it.
Who has time for sitting down watching hours of it? But
not
I
us.
guess, yeah. I mean, yeah, but that is interesting. I'm not a big binger of shows, and that's maybe I'm old, y'all.
But you've watched a lot of Star
binged
Trek
in the past.
Yeah,
sure.
As we gain age, as we get older, there's less binging is less favorable. I want to say.
I guess.
I believe they're only on season 8. I feel like there's been like 20 seasons of Rick and Morty.
It takes a long time to do something like the post-production on that would probably, because that's pretty high quality animation.
Yeah. Oh, it looks great still. And they've got
I remember like
other voices and stuff
in
now.
season 3, like waiting for more Rick and Morty. Like there was a time, maybe it was between 2 or 3, between 3 and 4, when it was like it wasn't being made for a long time, and then when it got renewed, it's like they got renewed for like 70 episodes, and then since then, I feel like they've come out with a lot, and I just think the first couple seasons, because they were so good, and for a while that's all we had. That those episodes each had like a special something to them, and now that it's just like a normal show, it's just like, oh yeah, it's a new season of Rick and Morty, like no big deal, like watch it, don't watch it, whatever.
Yeah.
So like I guess that's the big question, because they did get 70 additional episodes. Are they now done with those?
No, because it's going to be 100 episodes total. Like the full run,
Okay.
when it all is said and done, is 10 seasons, which I think 10 episodes each or something like. There was
Okay,
there was
gotcha.
like a joke made in one of the episodes. It was like 100 years, Rick and Morty, 10, something.
Yeah.
But it was I want to say 10 seasons is what they were is what the total will be after the renewal. And it could
Okay,
be that
gotcha, gotcha.
yeah.
So we get nine seasons, and then in like 85 years we'll get the 10th season.
Maybe
That would be awesome.
that'd be great.
100 years.
IMDb says that it has up to 12 seasons already, like, planned.
Oh, well, yeah, things change. I'm not I'm not paying attention to Rick and Morty news very much anymore. Obviously.
How dare you?
Yeah, I mean it was cool, and then it got super popular. And sometimes when a show is like, is it going to be renewed? Is it not? Like if it's a decent show, then like the popularity like spikes and it's everywhere, and then like, okay, but now you've got like a ton of years more, and you've got to wait for them to ramp up production, and I feel like so they paused before they were renewed, and then after Roiland got fired or stepped away, whatever that was, I feel like there was a gap there as well. Like the season after that happened took longer to come out as well.
Mhm.
So, and in a show like that, like, yeah, unless there's big shifts, you get diminishing returns. There's only so many times you can make a Mr. Poopy Butthole joke before it's like, all right, we get it.
Well,
Like-
it's such a wacky show. This happens to most wacky shows where quickly you run out of good wacky ideas, and so you start using bad wacky ideas. And also, you don't know if a wacky idea is good or bad until you make it, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that was a miss. But
yeah.
you've got to like take a swing and see if it hits or not.
Yeah, that's what people
So.
say. They also did some really original things that now they've started to like copy. So like you'll have Rick and Morty do an episode, and then you have Rick and Morty walk away, and then an alternate Rick and Morty like are the episode, and then the originals like come back in the end. And the first time that happened, you're like, oh wow. But now they've done it a few times. And this season had one of those where like they showed up to the ruins of the Citadel and then like leave, and then there's a whole story with other Ricks and Mortys, and then at the very end, the real Rick and Morty come back and like have some crude jokes at their expense and then take off. And that was all the episodes are good. I like that one especially. But that whole conceit of like, we came up with something unique that is uniquely Rick and Morty, and now we're going back to that well. And I think they're at that stage in their development, their seasons, where they're like going back to their well a little bit, and that just kind of makes things anyways.
Well, I'll tell you that if you trust ScreenRant.com,
Yeah.
they had an article this summer that said 12 years in, Rick and Morty just released one of the best episodes of the entire series, and I'm still devastated.
Oh, does it say which
So-
episode it was?
The finale.
All right, well, I'm not
So,
there yet, so we'll see how.
Did they say which episode that was? Because I don't remember what the finale was. I can look it up. Anyway.
I mean, you could look up the article I just read the title of, and
I mean, it's
spoil
Oh
it.
yeah, that was a cool episode. Okay,
And there you go.
it's like, all right, I remember that. I won't spoil it. But
no,
it's cool.
yeah, don't spoil it, please. But like the same thing kind of happened with Family Guy, where like it came out, it went out on DVD, home sales, it got really popular, got renewed, and now like I don't even hear about it anymore. But they're still putting out like new episodes and all that stuff. So I think South Park's the only one that's really reinvented itself enough over the years that it's still relevant.
Yeah.
All right, let's
But,
move on. I also watched Thunderbolts.
Oh, good.
Um,
I hope. Did you like it?
I did like it. I
Right
watched it when it released on Disney Plus. It was a few weeks ago, whenever that was. And I'm kind of bummed I missed it in the theater. It wasn't like a mind blowing or anything, but it did have the vibes, the feelings of the first Avenger movie, when it's like, oh man, these characters are coming together and like doing something in a meaningful way. And this was the first. This was pointed out to me as I watched, a video later on YouTube. But then I was like, yeah, that's cool. That this is one of the few superhero movies where you see them actually saving people. Like there's that whole action scene towards the end where bad things happening in New York, and they're actually like grabbing people and pulling them to safety, and like holding things so they don't fall on people. Superhero stuff. And that has been missing from Marvel movies for a while.
I mean, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I think that Shang-Chi had that.
He was off. They were off in their mystical land. Like that wasn't.
No, at the beginning of the movie, there was tons of stuff in cities and stuff.
Okay. I'm trying to. I think I only watched that movie once. So I'm trying to remember. I remember a scene where they're like fighting on sticks on the side of a building.
Yeah, and then there was also a scene where they're. I think like specifically they're on a bus, and the bus gets like cut in half.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean they're saving people. It's not like the end of the movie, big climactic scene like this one was, but like I do agree that I think that superheroes need to be shown saving the day a little bit more,
Right. A lot of times we get wrapped up in their drama and nonsense, and that
because
that could be
they've
fun.
Got main character syndrome, just like the rest of us do, right?
And what happens when you get a whole bunch of main characters together to do a movie? You get whatever happened on the set of the new Avengers movie, Doomsday, where apparently two very high, popular, paid actors got in a little spat. We don't know who it is, but people are pointing fingers at Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, geez.
So I don't know. That's just internet rumor, but I could see him stepping on someone's toes, having the main character syndrome, right? Coming off of his wildly successful, Wolverine or Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and apparently they had to rewrite the scene that those two actors were in to not have them be in that scene together anymore, which is like, that's wild to me. But when you have that many, headliners in a movie, you could just swap a couple people around and no one will notice.
We'll fix it in pre.
They're fixing it in pre for sure. Anyways. All right. Well, let's move right along to future or now.
Now.
Now, usually I go to Ben first, but I see that Devon has typed in something, so I want to know about that.
What's up, Devon? Give me.
All right. Well, I read a book. It was a Dennis E. Taylor book.
Bobaverse guy.
Actually,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. Bobaverse guy. Well, Jen and I listened to it on an audiobook on our. I remember. It was a couple of different trips, but anyway, I mostly put it on there because I didn't have anything else to talk about. It was an enjoyable book. I think I've read all of his books, of the Bobaverse books plus his non-Bobaverse books. And his non-Bobaverse books are kind of hit or miss.
Okay. Was this a non-Bobaverse book?
It is a non-Bobaverse book.
Okay.
It takes place in the near future. So technology is better than we have today, but still pretty much like, most things are there's nothing really crazy. I mean, all cars are self-driving cars, and they have some better, like, the tech's a little bit fancier, but nothing crazy.
Sure.
But the thing is, it's from the perspective of a character who works for a asteroid mining company. But asteroid mining isn't a thing yet. They're kind of on the ground floor, kind of like a startup that's going to be the first company to really get into asteroid mining.
Okay.
And he finds in his lab this fly that is a robot. And then they investigate it, and it turns out this was robot made from pieces from different companies, and so it's like this pirated thing. It has like this AI capability that it shouldn't have. Um, and so the investigation leads to like who built it, where they got the tech, and then like what their plans are, and then it gets into like other AI stuff because um, that's kind of the big part of the book is like there's a global organization that like monitors AI, and so if there is anything that is like an actual like threatening AI or a general AI, then they come and investigate, and so it kind of gets into that.
Like an
Um,
AI watchdog organization, something like that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then there's like there's like an eco-terrorist organization that comes into play, and then all these other things. So it's kind of a fun like mystery, like putting all the different puzzle pieces together. It's got his typical style of humor and references. And I listen to the audiobook, and all his audiobooks are read by Ray Porter, who's a really fun narrator. So if you've listened to the Bobaverse books, it's the same narrator as those. So.
And
I would
just
say,
real.
given all his non-Bobaverse books, I'd put it towards the top of the list.
Okay.
Hmm.
Would Bobaverse books be at the very top of that list?
Yeah, his
Okay.
best stuff is still the Bobaverse books.
So just real quick for those people who are listening who don't know what we're talking about when we say Bobaverse, Dennis E. Taylor has a series of books that are collectively known as Bobaverse, and it's about a Van Neumann probe named Bob. It's like a dude gets his brain put into or his mind put into AI robots to go, and they go and start exploring space and replicate and form communities. It's a whole thing, and they're excellent. They're really well written books and fun and kind of low stakes a little bit.
I mean, I'm like, no.
Not low stakes. I don't ever feel like they do.
Well, if you think
like,
about it, like,
I
you know,
feel like
in the
it's
first,
pretty high stakes.
okay,
it's like or it's like moving humanity to a new planet.
that's low stakes.
There's like a menacing alien presence that they have to confront.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I was downplaying it then.
If you've gotten to the
apparently.
fifth book, there's like a galaxy wide. It's kind of like
Okay, I haven't read that one yet, so that's why I don't know then.
yeah, no, it's not low stakes.
Well, okay,
But it's
so
fun. It's
yeah,
it's I guess everything like there's like what don't we say like comfort now for everything like comfortable apocalypse or comfortable murder or what's the phrase now like
oh, that must be a
cozy murder?
Texas thing. No, cozy. Yeah, cozy's the word.
Yeah, so it's like cozy
Sci-fi.
apocalyptic sci-fi.
Yeah, cozy. I gotta write this down. Cozy apocalyptic. I can't type and talk. Okay, so who would you recommend Flybot to?
I mean, if you're a fan of his, I would say it's worth reading. I'm trying to think if it has enough appeal outside of that. I think it does because of how it gets into a bunch of AI stuff. I think even if you haven't read the Bobaverse books, I think you could enjoy it.
Can you turn to your mic and then talk?
Yeah.
That'd be great. Thank you.
I don't know, anyone who likes sci-fi, I guess,
Okay.
would enjoy it.
If you dig on sci-fi,
It's not-
then
That's the thing is so I was reading so he has a book called Outland, which is one of his first books he wrote, but I don't think it got published until after he was already like known for the Bobaverse books.
Uh-huh.
And so it was a little rough because it was one of his earlier written books.
Okay.
And it was okay the first one, and then the second one like I read and I was kind of like not that interested in it. Trying to think of what my point was, but so I wouldn't like he has some books that aren't great, but and like his style. Like, okay, that's what I was gonna say. So his like reading the second Outland book, which was more recent. It's not very, I guess serious may be a better word than hard sci-fi, because it does get into a lot of like cool sci-fi concepts and stuff to make it more hard sci-fi. But sometimes the humor is a little too, makes it feel a little too light, and you're like, well, and maybe that's why, Steven, when you say in Bobiverse there's not a lot of stakes, because it doesn't feel like there are because of the way he treats it.
Casual
So
sci-fi.
maybe that's where the disconnect comes from, because
Yeah.
when I was reading the second Outland book, I was like, I'm not really into this. Like, if you're gonna, like, I want something more meaty, so it can be like that. That's why I think the cozy moniker maybe fits better with his approach to these things, because it is a little bit more lighter than it could be.
Yeah. I gotcha. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, check that out. Let's move along. Ben.
Yeah. So,
Welcome.
you know, as I've been known to say all the time, I'm going to file this one under Star Trek. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
So, yeah, this is from an article on Trek Movie, and Noah Hawley reveals how his shelved Star Trek movie connected to the Next Generation.
Who's
Now-
Noah Hawley, we might ask?
Who's Noah Hawley? Exactly. So he's the current showrunner of the television show Alien Earth.
Oh.
And he also is the writer, director, producer behind the critically acclaimed FX series Fargo, which I've heard a lot of great things about too.
I've heard good things about that as well.
Yeah. So back in the summer of 2020, Paramount Pictures was a couple weeks away from starting filming a brand new Star Trek movie.
Oh, did COVID kill it?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Likely it was something else that killed it. But basically, I guess they were on the runway to start shooting in Australia when the project was just halted. And in talking with Men's Journal about Alien Earth, the subject of his abandoned Star Trek project came up. And he did say to Ryan Britt of Men's Journal, I guess the thing that might stick with people is that there was an unboxing of data, the idea of the android, and that was to become an element in the films.
Huh. He really likes artificial life, doesn't he?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, which I suppose is a big theme in Alien Earth, from what I understand.
Definitely,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So likely that there's a few different things here. The idea was that he was trying to make a film with an entirely new crew, new cast, you know, just in a new part of Star Trek we hadn't seen before. He said, and I quote, "It was an adventure. I loved the Wrath of Khan. My favorite moment is when William Shatner puts on his reading glasses and lowers Khan's shields. It costs nothing, but I love that creative problem solving. They outsmarted their enemies, and that's my favorite kind of storytelling."
Yeah.
And
that's beautiful.
Yeah. And so the basic idea was that it was shelved when a new executive came in. Basically said, "Are you people crazy? This is an untested crew. This is an original idea. We don't know if this is going to work or not work."
Original ideas from new people. Ew.
Yeah.
Get Abrams on the phone. Tell him something red's taking over the universe. He'll film it.
Which, you know, it just kind of sounds like a executive logic, right?
Yeah. You go for the no. I mean, really, in this economic climate, the thing that makes money is the thing that they're going to try to do. You don't.
Yeah.
They're not doing this for artists to be fulfilled. They're doing this for their pocketbooks to be fulfilled. And sometimes that's just pumping out whatever is easiest, as long as you get yours in your pocket. And, you know, that's how business works. So, yeah.
And thus, no Noah Hawley Star Trek movie for you or me at the moment.
I mean, it's Alien Earth. He's doing. It's been very well received from what I've seen. And I've also been immensely enjoying it now. I was iffy on those first couple episodes, but this last one, Ben, are you okay that I segue away? Are you done with what you were talking about?
Sure. Yeah, I'm done.
Fantastic.
I don't need to talk about Star Trek anymore.
The 5th episode of Alien Earth was a flashback episode.
Okay.
In the first episode, hey, Renee just said this is the first time I've ever seen you guys recording on here. I would say hop on. Hop on. Let's see if she shows up. So we're talking. So that first episode is like an in media res situation where there's a ship. It's like crashing onto Earth, and like that's how it starts. How did that ship get in that situation? That's episode 5, and it is not a like. What it is not is a retelling of the movie Alien. What it is a wonderful hour-long Alien movie that is both familiar and brand new at the same time.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it was just so good. And then it's good from the point of view of like, here's a ship. There's aliens on board. Oops, aliens are getting out. Now things are in trouble. Now we're crashing. Like that whole scenario, the way it's told, the way like you as the viewer know where the story ends because it's where the series started, right? Like you know what's going to happen. You know who's going to survive and who's not. But like the surprises for some of the dead bodies that they came across in that first episode, and you see people in like weird places with weird things, and you're like, we don't know how they died. That's strange. Well, now you see it. And like some of those reveals were a whole lot of fun. Stuff you don't expect, brand new things that, is wonderful. Alien Earth, episode 5. Best alien movie I've seen in a very long time. I can't, we can't talk about it any deeper because you guys haven't seen it. So very disappointed. But hey, if this Noah Hawley guy gets to do something else, and it's not just a second season of Alien Earth, but they're like, hey, do other sci-fi or do what you want. If he turns to them and it's like Star Trek movie, I'd be all for that. I'd like, dude, go. Just cook.
Right?
Let him cook.
He's already got it written.
Yeah, like he's got the chops. Like from taking, like even if you're just coming at it from the point of view of a new guy taking a classic franchise and doing something interesting with it. Like,
well, I mean,
he's
what
already
he did
done
with
that.
The X-Men, right? He did Legion.
Oh, he did?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was good.
To say, same. Heard it was good. Haven't seen it. I'm sensing a trend. There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio. Yeah. Okay. With that, we're gonna take ourselves a little break. We're gonna see if we can get Renee on, and then we're gonna do our book club. This one, Bears Discover Fire. Hope everyone read their copy of the 1990. I think it was 1990. Nebula Award-winning short story by Terry Valentine Besson. So we'll be right back. Oh, wow. Another free listener. Incredible. Look, I love that you're here, but let's be real. You could be getting so much more. Bonus episodes, unfiltered takes, behind-the-scenes chaos. All you have to do is join our Patreon at patreon.com/sciencefactionpodcast. Or don't. But if you don't, just know that somewhere in a parallel universe, a better version of you already has. And we're back.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh,
hello, Renee.
Oh my gosh, can you hear me?
yes!
We can hear you.
Oh,
Welcome to the show.
I've never done a voice Discord thing, so I was like, ooh.
Yeah, here it is. Easy as pie. We just came back from our break, actually, so welcome. You're just in time for book club.
Surprise! I didn't read it.
That's fine.
Well, we're gonna spoil it for you, Renee. I hope you like spoilers.
On like your 12-minute books, I think I'll be okay.
And a big thank you to our patrons. That's Renee and Josh. Thanks so
It's
much,
me.
y'all.
You're welcome.
Hooray. Josh, come on the show. Come on. Be cool.
I'll touch base with them. We'll see if we can make this happen.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
How was Comic-Con?
Amazing. As always, I would say.
Fantastic.
It was a bit of a different year. My kids are getting older, so they're pickier about the things that we see and do. I can't just drag them into whatever I want to see, but
Oh, okay.
but luckily my kids have good taste and stuff, so we still got to see a lot of, cool things. And it was like I think I told you guys before, there was a lot of K-pop Demon Hunters costumes already.
Yeah.
And it had like literally just come out, and I was like super impressed by how quickly people get that stuff together.
And some of those costumes are intricate too. Lots of
Yeah.
little bits and bobbles all over them. Wow.
Yeah, fringe and patches and not just hair and makeup, but yeah, it was impressive. And apparently there was a derpy cat, but I didn't get to see them. I'm really bummed about that I missed out on that. Yeah.
That's a bummer.
But yeah, and my kids are pickier about what costumes they are. So, we changed up some things this year, but they
what
were
was new
really
this-
into Gravity Falls. So
Okay,
we did some
okay.
Gravity Falls this year. Yeah.
That's not still airing. That's done, right?
No, yeah, I know it's been done forever. My kids are
Okay.
just weird and watch things that aren't on anymore. And then they're like, why aren't there more episodes? I'm like, because it hasn't been on air in like a decade.
I was gonna say, like, I thought
Gravity
maybe like
Falls-
Hulu picked it up and put out more episodes or something because they like to do that.
That I know of.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
Is it related to
Netflix
Big City
brought up-
Greens? Because it looks like similar animation.
they might have been by the same guy, but my kids also watch Big City Greens all the time too. But let me see. It's Alex Hirsch is who did Gravity Falls, and
Okay.
he's done other stuff too.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there was a storyboard artist that was shared between Green Big that show that you just
Big
mentioned.
City Greens.
Yeah.
Big Green.
Yeah, but I mean, if Netflix can bring back Invader Zim, like,
Ooh.
Yeah, my 13-year-old was just talking about it and wanted Invader Zim stuff when we were at Comic-Con. And I was like, you've never seen that? They were like, yeah,
Whoa.
I have. Everybody knows Invader Zim. I was like, what?
a bunch of kids at my son's school have Invader Zim stuff, and I'm just, I just smile and nod. Like,
Right.
I don't go like, hey, you young whippersnapper, you perfectly normal
it
human
makes me
worm baby.
old. Yeah, I'm always like,
Yeah.
I'm old. Okay, the things I liked a long, long time ago are coming back.
They're coming back.
But
But
they're terrible fashion.
did they have any of you guys seen the Invader Zim movie that Netflix put out?
I did. Yeah,
No.
I watched it when it came out.
Mm-mm.
I did not. Didn't
Oh,
even know that was a thing.
How was it, Devin?
It was good. I liked it. More Invader Zim.
Yeah,
All right.
Enter the Florpus was what it was called, and it's odd because the beginning of the film, like the first 30 minutes of it, is frame for frame them redoing the first like 2 issues of the comic book,
Oh, weird.
Huh.
and
Okay.
yeah, and then they go in a different realm, and which, like, of course nobody but me would notice because
I
who's
didn't
read who's read Yonan Vasquez comic books. But yeah, good times.
Right on.
Check it out. The animation's a little different, which is kind of a bummer, but it's all right.
Comes with the territory. All right, let's
Yeah.
get on to book club here. Oh, forgot to set my timer. Cool. Now I don't know what time we're at. All right, so Ben, what are we reading next week?
Next week we are going to be reading the story "When the Yogurt Took Over" by John Scalzi, which you may recognize the title, you may recognize the author, you may not know what the heck we're talking about, but it's probably going to be pretty funny. "When the Yogurt Took Over" by John Scalzi.
And it was used as one of the Love, Death, and Robot shorts,
Mhm.
which I don't remember. So I don't I don't remember what season that was in. I want to say it was probably one of the earlier ones since it's not coming to me. So yeah, we're going to read that. We're going to watch, maybe do a little compare and contrast. We do have links to John Scalzi's like blog that he posted this on October 2nd, 2010. So real easy for everyone to get to as long as you have the internet. No excuses.
And if you've read any of his other stuff like Old Man's War or Red Shirts, you know you're in for a good time.
Oh yeah. What about this week?
This week, Bears Discover Fire by scrolling up by Terry Bisson, who you would probably know from They're Made of Meat, which is also an incredible story. But
that's a conversation, if I remember correctly. Made of Meat is a conversation between two aliens talking about humans and how they're made out of meat.
How it's completely illogical and makes no sense that meat could hold any intelligence.
They're not wrong. We're not the smartest.
No. But you know, as our favorite Jar Jar Binks says, I spake.
Oh, jeez.
And so then was it Qui-Gon? Your capacity to speak does not denote intelligence. He says to his face.
Yeah.
To his face.
That's why Qui-Gon was the best Jedi. He didn't take any guff. All right. So Bears Discover Fire. When I read this, I recognized it. I was like, I think I've read this before, but then it got to some parts that I really did not remember. And there was a Dust adaptation, which is Dust is like I don't know if they're YouTube based, but they post a lot of cool sci-fi shorts on their YouTube channel. And apparently they did this story. I watched like the first minute or so, and when a bear shows up holding a torch, it was a little weird. I had to turn it off.
I mean, that does happen in this story.
It does, but when you see it, so when I saw it, it felt fake, but when I read it, it felt real. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, I listened to the YouTube reading of it, and it had the picture of like the bear standing up holding a torch, so it was easy to imagine.
So that's in like old like 1990s like novel that you see at the grocery store on the little wire racks, like that kind of artwork.
Well, I didn't know when this had come out. I didn't look at the date. I just clicked on the YouTube link and started listening to it. And the YouTube recording is so bad that I'm like, well, this sounds like it was recorded in the 60s.
Yeah, I highly recommend if you go to the lightspeedmagazine.com link that we have in the show notes. There's a big listen button there in which you can listen to the podcast in which they narrate this, and it's an award-winning, like the Lightspeed podcast has actually won a Hugo Award for how well it adapts stories in audio format.
Guys, we gotta up our game. I didn't know we could win a Nebula Award if we did this good.
Right?
We need to do better at podcasting.
The facts were these. Stephen, Devon, and Ben will never do better
No.
at podcasting.
We peaked years ago. Renee's laughing because she knows we peaked years ago. Like, I can't believe I'm still giving these idiots money for this. What a good time. All right.
So in Bears Discover Fire, it's really a story about humans in kind of the Southeast that are dealing with the fact that they're living their lives, and everyone's just kind of like the media has taken over, or rather has been taken over by this idea that, hey, bears are now walking around with torches and starting their own campfires and just sitting around and chilling out, eating these new berries called new berries that are kind of sour, kind of sweet.
So, well, they said they were so sweet. They were sour,
They were
something
bitter.
a bear would love.
Yeah.
Which is kind of odd. Like, how do you know what a bear would love? But it's funny.
I mean, they love honey.
True.
According to this Disney cartoon I watched once, they love
Yeah.
honey.
They really
This
love honey.
documentary called Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. So it follows a grandfather who hangs out with his grandson, and who he likes far more than he likes his son, and they often go and visit the grandfather's mother too, in an old folks home.
I thought he was
And
the uncle, not the grandfather.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Is
I thought
this-
it was uncle. I thought that was the
Okay.
relationship.
Yeah, because
Gotcha.
Well,
So
maybe
it's
I
like
misheard it, but
brother.
he says it a couple times.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah. All right. So okay, so it's the uncle to Wallace Jr.
yes.
and
Uncle
then
Bobby?
Wallace is the brother.
Who's Uncle Bobby?
That's what it says. I'm looking at it right now. Uncle Bobby can fix a tire himself, says Wallace Jr.
Oh,
That's the main character is Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
got
Oh
it.
yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So Bobby is main. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
But because
yeah.
it's written first person, so you don't ever hear him say his own name.
Yeah. My name is Bobby.
Bobby likes
Anyhow,
bears.
yeah.
Okay, end of the story.
And that and so the like it's slightly in the future because they're talking about technology we don't have yet, like radial tires that don't get flats, but it's really like near future, and they the basic idea is that all these bears are hanging out with their fires and not really causing any trouble. And then
Except for burning down a hunter's house or cabin, which I thought was
yeah,
funny.
that was
And the
pretty
hunter
funny.
tried to sue the state, like, well, you gave me a hunter's license, so you're responsible for the bears burning down my house? Like, no, that doesn't make sense.
Right. And yeah, and they said gosh, I'm trying to find that little part, because what they said was pretty funny.
Possession of a hunting license didn't prohibit, and join, I think, was the word he used, the hunted from striking back.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Besides, it's illegal to hunt in the medians, because that's where the medians of these highways are where a lot of the bears are kind of congregating.
So this story was weird.
They say that's where the berries grew, and maybe that's why they're there, but it doesn't really say like why they would be in the medians. I guess just because of the berries.
I think
Right.
just the
Those are-
berries. But so this story has this extremely weird, mostly unexplained thing that happens. But that's like a third of the story, and the rest of it is about this uncle and his nephew and their relationship with his dying mother, the kid's dying grandmother. And like that stuff I thought was superbly, that's the word I was looking for, superbly written. It just felt very real, like a real family dealing with things like that. And then you throw the bear thing in, and I don't know. I don't know if it was the right ratio for me.
Because
Interesting.
the thing is, they keep thinking the grandma's gonna pass away. Like she's basically on hospice care. They were expecting her to pass away, and she didn't. And then he finally gets a call, like, "Oh, your mom's gone." And he says his heart skipped a beat, but not, only for a moment, because they were expecting it. It's like, no, she's not gone as in dead. Like, she's gone. Like, she left.
She's escaped.
And then he's like, he thinks about it. He's like, "Oh, I know where she went." And then he finds her hanging out with bears. And him and his nephew sit down, and like they try to talk to her, but she like shakes her head like it's not cool to talk because the bears can't talk. And so they just chill for the night, and then the mom does pass away. And
Yeah.
that's basically the story. It's like
That's
being
basically
one
the
with
story.
nature, and that's nice.
I mean, I don't see like there being some kind of connection between her life and the bears. Like they talked about her life. She drove a bus for like 39 years or something. And she talked about how she's gone 1,000,000 miles and she's ready to die. But like, what does that have to do with bears discovering fire? Like they just seem like two radically different stories just meshed together in a way that works, but it's just kind of strange and odd. I don't know.
it's
Well,
interesting because
humans.
it reminds me a lot of the work of Haruki Murakami. Uh, I read his novel The Strange Library, and it's very much like this, just matter of fact, lots of weird things happening.
Matter of
And
fact, that's a good way to describe the story. Like, yeah, the bears have fire. Can we move on?
why are we still talking about this?
And she did say when they were visiting her that like all that's on the TV anymore is bears. And so I could see her getting like obsessed with it because that's all she has to entertain herself is the TV. And they kind of explained that her home is like that. I don't know. And they
Well, so
also
I was
talked about it
explaining.
22 a lot. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it has kind of a southern feel to it because they talk about hunting. Like a kid always wants to have a gun with them and that stuff. But so I was tonight when we had dinner, I was explaining to Jen the story, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's about bears, learning to use fire." And I think Nolan started asking me questions about it, but he didn't catch that it was a story that I was reading. He thought it was like a news thing.
Oh, no.
But the thing is, he wasn't like he was like surprised and interested, but he wasn't shocked. Like if someone told you, like seriously, you're like, "Oh yeah, I just heard on CNN. Do you realize that bears are like starting like campfires and they're like walking around with torches? Isn't that interesting?" And be like, "What? There's another intelligent species on this planet that's going to try to like overthrow us? Like that's." But it's just funny because as a kid, he's like, "Oh, that's a new news item. Like that's interesting." I'm like, "No, that's insane." It was cute.
You gotta up shoot. Sorry guys, it's been a long day.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, I'm
Skepticism.
curious, so,
The skepticism. You gotta up the skepticism with that
Yeah,
boy. Teach him to
I
be more
guess so.
skeptical about when people say bears have fire.
So
But like
so
every
I
children's book they read has anthropomorphized animals, so
Well,
why
true.
not?
Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, that's a good point.
But also, I talked to him a lot about like science and skepticism and stuff. So him hearing it from me, he'd probably be less skeptical hearing it from
Oh,
me.
yeah. My skeptical father says bears have fire now. I must believe.
So Stephen,
Yeah.
I know I name dropped Haruki Murakami.
Yeah.
And I know you've read 1Q84.
I've read part of it.
Is this kind of a similar like feeling?
Yeah,
to
well,
that?
so that book has two vastly different stories running concurrently from the point that I've read the book. I think I've read like almost half of it. And
have either of you guys read it?
I have not.
Okay.
I've never even heard of who you're
What?
speaking of.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then-
a Japanese author, science fiction author of great renown. So what I had heard about the book, though, that got me interested in reading it is that these two stories that are running concurrently are also in parallel universes. And
Ooh.
the way that the chapters go, like there was some other like keying in to knowing like which universe you're in, because those same characters also exist in the other universes, but you're seeing them like on it gets a little confusing after a while, but it was very well written. But to answer your question, Ben, I think is the very matter of fact writing. Yes, that is definitely how their writing comes across.
Yeah.
Like this one. Is that what you
All
were
right.
asking?
That's exactly what I was asking.
Well,
Yeah, I was just
fantastic.
kind of
We
curious,
got
like
there.
if you yeah, we did a long
What a journey.
long walk around. Yeah. But not all who wanders are lost, evidently.
But I am. So one, they did attempt. There's like one paragraph talking about like why the bears are doing this, and they said something about how because they have fire now they can stay. They don't have to hibernate now, and that's allowing them to remember. And like
Right.
there was that whole aspect of it that I was waiting to be expanded on. Like, oh, now the bears have guns. Oh, now the bears are talking, or something. But they never like that never gets to another step, and they never really dive into that. So Maybe that's what I was wanting, but I didn't get out of this story. That's okay. Still a very good story.
Yeah.
All
Indeed.
right.
And be like be respectful when you hang out with bears around a campfire. Like
Yeah, shut your mouth.
yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Just
Enjoy the
chill.
fire. Just chill.
Mhm.
Be like a bear.
Steven,
Yeah.
this author wrote some Star Wars books. Have you read his books on those? Or Legends?
What are the titles?
Boba Fett, The Fight to Survive, and Boba Fett Crossfire.
No, I have not read those.
Wow.
I didn't realize that. That's interesting.
I was just looking at his Wikipedia because I saw that he lived in California. So I was just trying to see.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go.
Oh no. There was this one Star Wars book where the banthas learned to make fires.
No, Devin, stop. Come on.
I feel bad interrupting her because I'm like, no, it's just a really stupid joke I was going to say, so I really shouldn't even.
Oh, good job, Devin. Yeah, no, I have not read those, and in fact, after the Disney purchase, and they said none of it counts anymore. Like I never went back to any of those older Legends books now.
Yeah.
But I
He
should
wrote
check
it.
that out.
These came out like 20 years ago, 2002.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Way
also
long
wrote
time ago.
He also wrote the novelization of The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
wow.
He did a
Awesome.
lot of novelizations, or quite a few, of like big, well-known things. Galaxy Quest, Johnny Mnemonic.
Wow.
I'm like, ooh, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
random.
Well,
Right on.
with that randomness, let's wrap this sucker up. Renee, thanks for hopping on out of nowhere. It's a lot of fun. I know we've been talking for weeks to get you on and talk about Comic-Con, and our schedules have been nuts. So that's why that hasn't happened.
Yeah, it's fine.
But we should be recording. We're hoping that this time slot works for us better to record. So if you hop on more, maybe you just hop on more.
And I'll just come harass you guys just because I pay you and you can't tell me no.
That's how investors work,
It would,
right?
Yeah, it would not be in our best interest to tell you no. That's for sure.
Hey, look, I'm going to withdraw my funding if you guys don't start counting results.
Oh, suddenly the show's got really real. All right. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for being a patron, Renee. Really appreciate it. Devin, do you have any final thoughts for us besides pulling your funding?
No, I don't.
No. Ben, any last words?
Something I've learned recently from personal experience, 90% of bald men still own a comb. They just can't part with it.
Good night, everybody.
This has been the Science Faction Podcast. Tweet to the host at SciFact Podcast. Email them at sciencefactionpodcast@gmail.com and visit sciencefactionpodcast.com for more episodes.